Hey guys, just finished watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episode 7, Together or Not at All. This episode was okay. It was nothing really much, nothing super duper happened here. I mean, the ending of this was really good. It's really cool and setting some stuff up. Things are definitely picking up with this show. But it really wasn't anything super duper like, oh my god, that scene and stuff. So there was a few points that I want to talk about with it. So let's jump into these points. Let's jump with it. The first one was just the beginning and the end. There's in the beginning, there was a fight scene between Fitz and Simmons and stuff, right, picking up after last week's episode where Fitz and Gemma and Fitz was trying to take out the thing out of Gemma's ear and stuff, while Daisy fought the Kree guy, and Fitz's gun had fallen and stuff on the ground and stuff. And they left with their Kree guy on the ground after Daisy had choked him out and stuff, or unconscious and whatever, and. They didn't pick up the gun, and I just found that was kind of really silly. You know, who knows if maybe the gun was empty anyways and all that stuff, but still bring it just for in case. Even if it's empty, you bring it just because they don't know that it's empty. The other person doesn't know it's empty. So that was a bit weird at the beginning there. And then his ship blows up right away. That was kind of interesting seeing that. That was in the trailer for last week for this episode, so it was kind of interesting that happened right away, and that wasn't with everyone and stuff. So that was kind of interesting with that, and then. Find out that Cash is still alive in this episode, which makes sense. You know, they're not going to kill off the main villain of the season so far, or the big villain so early on. I mean, she said I hadn't remembered from last week's episode that Gemma had looked like she had slit his throat, whether it was all the way or whatnot in the heat of the moment. You know, it could make sense that he gets away with only. A scar across it, or can Krees live with their throat cut, or how close are Kree to people, if you cut their trachea and all that stuff or whatever is there on the Kree, can they still survive that? That would be cool to see how that goes. I'm not sure about how Krees would do that, so that was interesting that he's still alive and he only had the little cut there. So it was interesting how that went down. And then finding out that seeing May on Earth with Equinox and stuff, that was quite interesting. Seeing that, it was quite cool. Seeing how that went down, especially how that went. We didn't get much of her, and I liked what they're doing with May. Kind of, I felt like the healing thing of the leg is taking a long time to heal. But that's when I found out through the online stuff is that because she's actually injured, what's her face, Ming-Na Wen actually is injured herself in between seasons and stuff, so they wrote it into the script, so that's kind of why she's still injured and stuff, so that's really interesting with that. So we'll see how long that lasts. Maybe to keep an eye on her, maybe her Instagram stuff, just to see when that starts healing, so that we'll figure out when that should be better within this show type of thing. That'll be really cool to figure that all out there. So really, all in all, it's really cool with that. And then Fitz getting shot and stuff, and he's still not better with it at the end. So this could be cool to see how that affects him on the planet, or when they go now that they're on planet Earth, and how that's really gonna go with the rest of the season. So. And then seeing Deke help Daisy, Gemma, and Fitz and stuff, that was quite interesting, an idea how they did that. And still not sure whether or not to trust Deke. I mean, I guess we as the audience feel like we should trust Deke, but they're not trusting Deke because they're not entirely sure if he could just sell them all out type thing. So it's really going to be fun to see where things go with all that, and how he continues on to help the team, and whether or not he's a part of the team, and how that'll continue on to go there. And then Flint tries to give himself up. Flint, the Inhuman kid who has the rock powers. That was really cool seeing him doing all kinds of stuff and seeing him try to give himself up and then try to kill the Kree, which I didn't understand how he killed the one Kree and the main Kree who was looking for him, and then he wasn't able to take the rocks that he shot into him enough at a speed to kill him. He wasn't able to take that out fast enough to go in and out another guy, kind of like Yondu. I thought he was going to do like this kind of a Yondu scene where he had it go right through different people. I think that would have been really cool seeing that. But he only got to take out one guy before Daisy had to rescue him and stuff. So that was kind of a cool scene to see how that went down. It was really cool there. And then they decided to go to Earth there to escape everyone. But Flint, Mac, and Yo-Yo stay. And then Fit tells them about the hidden guns that he left on there. But the thing is, they find out that there's on sub-level 3 where it's infested with all the creatures and stuff, and no one can go. It's inhabitable type thing, and it's a kind of a death trap to go down and get it. So really, it's fun with that, how they played with that, and he's like, well, I literally slept the whole time. It was frozen, waited a long time to get here. How was I supposed to know where to leave it or not type thing? That was quite fun with that, playing with that on there. That was quite cool. And then at the end, seeing Cassius killing his brother, that's really going to be cool to see how that continues on, how that affects him and his father's relationship. Are we going to get to see his father? Who is his father going to be? Hopefully his father could be someone we've seen maybe from the movies. I guess I doubt it. There won't be anyone, but maybe it could be someone important, or maybe they got a big actor type thing for that. That could be fun to see this and how things kind of continue on with this, because I feel like with this we're still going to have to connect to we're probably not going to get a connection to Black Panther, since if Black Panther takes place only in Wakanda type of thing, there's never been any much mention of Wakanda since outside of Civil War type of thing. So not much in this in S.H.I.E.L.D. show, so I really don't think we're going to get much of a connection to that, but hopefully they can get a connection to Infinity War when that comes out in May 6th, May 4th, or something like that, May 4th. So it's really going to be fun to see how that goes and how this affects the whole thing. So that was really cool seeing that. And then we get the end, we get the last thing, as we see May wakes up in the Zephyr one with an old friend, Robin Hinton and stuff, which is, Hinton is a little girl we saw was back in season 3. Her father was able to see the future and type thing, see people's death. And then we saw her again in the most recent episode when we saw the flashback to Fitz, spending his time and how he got to where he was, that type thing with Hunter and all that. So kind of disappointing though, we haven't seen anything of Hunter. Still nothing of Hunter. Still nothing of what's her face there. Hunter's wife, Bobby Mockingbird. It would be cool to see her too. I was hoping that maybe one of them could be an older version of Hunter, but I guess we have an older version of this girl instead. At a really old age, so it really is interesting. I guess that means that Hunter's probably dead by now, because he was already too older, since she was only like 3 years old when we left here, type thing, at 2 or 3 years old. So it's really going to be fun to see where things go with all this and how things kind of continue on throughout the rest of the season. So this episode on its own was an okay episode to me. Not really kind of super duper, but I do like where the implications is where it could be going, and I like the direction that it's going now that everyone's on Earth. And I mean, there's always the idea of most people are on Earth except for Mac, Yo-Yo, and Flint and stuff. So it's really going to be cool to see how things go with that, and how it's interesting that Mac, are they going to bring someone like Flint? Are they going to bring Deke if Deke ends up redeeming himself in the eyes of the S.H.I.E.L.D. team and stuff? Are they going to end up bringing him back to 2017 so they can have a better life there? What's going to happen with that? They're going to bring Flint back to 2017 or type thing, and where things are going to go with that? And when are they going to come back? Like I've been saying in my reviews, are they going to come back to before Infinity War or after Infinity War? Because I feel like after Infinity War, they have said that that the MCU will be totally different, so it should affect this show. This show is the one show that gets affected by the movies at most. So they really have to see. Can't wait to see how that's really going to affect this show and how it does. So hopefully it does affect this show, because I really hate for them to still be in the future during Infinity War and then have no effect and nothing, and they get back and maybe they get back and then there's an effect to it once at the end of this season going into season 6. I think that could be cool. We'll have to wait and see where things continue on from here. So it really is interesting to see where things go with this. I definitely can't wait to see why Disney told ABC that they have to continue this show because they have plans for these characters. So I think that's really going to be cool to see where these characters are and how maybe it's the best kept secret of all time, and they're in Infinity War somewhere somehow. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they filmed some stuff, on the S.H.I.E.L.D. set that they sent to the Infinity War stuff without actually ever having to be on set. So it was never leaked because they were all already inside a studio within the S.H.I.E.L.D. set, never having to fly anywhere. So who knows? Maybe there could be something like that. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely can't wait to see if we get to season 6. Probably it's a bit early for that. But if Disney has plans for them, we'll have to wait and see where things go with these characters. So really it was an okay episode this week. Definitely can't wait to see how this will unfold next week. That'll be fun to see that. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes
Subscribing.
is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?